the term intermittent fasting.
There you go.
If I could rank for intermittent fasting, I mean, life-changing.
You got to just press record.
I'm going after the keyword, what I eat in a week. Through my research, one of the questions that I get all the time is, what are you eating? So I turn that into my show. Every week I'm showing everything that I eat. If you were to look at that search term, there are no guys that come up anywhere near the top. So I'm wondering, is that because that's an opportunity or because there's not a demand for it? You know what I mean?
That's a great insight there, Think Community, to think about is to do your research. So you find kind of a video I did, you find kind of a theme, you hit the search bar, you start going deep on it, you go, oh, and the key word here is intent. What is the intent behind the search term? How do I record my iPhone screen? Is it a whole bunch of 13-year-old kids that want to do that hack because they're playing a particular game on their iPhone? Like, who's the person on the other side? What's the largest desire? What's the psychology of the viewer? What's the intent behind the search term? And sometimes we can find incongruencies there. Ryan, I don't think that's necessarily the case here, but you've definitely, to me, you've probably found that, okay, the intent is maybe women looking for women, who knows, men looking for women, but not necessarily as many guys. But I would still argue that it's a massive opportunity because you could become the big fish in the small pond, and it is working. It's also working in regards to external in the group. I mean, one thing, and we may have talked about similar themes before when you were on the show, but one thing that I just look at is I'm just like, this is just working. I mean, we've gotten to kind of have a couple touch points on your journey, and you're growing subscribers, you're hustling with the videos, your views are up 21,000. If it's external, like, who cares? Like, that's great. Yeah. Like, you're grinding, you're getting there. And you are always just one video away from things breaking out and from you becoming, and what I would say is what you are doing, but what I would say is don't just go after what I eat in a week, but also keep going after different opportunities.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's where, I kind of got away from that for a little bit. And here in the last 3 weeks, I have started getting back into some answer specific question videos, because a video that I did 3 months ago, can you have diet soda while intermittent fasting, is now ranking, 200 views in the first month or two. And it's now just hit 1,200 views. That's pulling in 40 views and 3 subscribers every other day.
Well, 100%. And I would add to that, I would say they're going to find you from all the above. I actually just want to affirm your game plan right now and fuel it even more. The hustle in the Facebook groups and what's happening there, great, keep it up. The what I eat in a week, 4 days ago, you already have 2,000 views or whatever, because that's clearly a hot topic. Great. The answer specific questions, great, keep it up. Don't necessarily judge any of your activities too much in the short term. What's interesting about answering a lot of different specific questions, or also putting out different variety type of videos, they can break out at day 36, day 48, and day 65. And with 24 uploads a month, you're being radical in a good way to give yourself a lot of chances for multiple miracles to happen 3 months from now, 6 months from now, and continuing to make each one as smart and strategic as possible. You're also doing shorts. It could be interesting if you go, hashtag shorts and keto. I just threw this in here. It's interesting to maybe go success leaves clues and to somewhat look around. I actually would affirm, maybe it's not your main strategy, but we listed out like what I eat, answer specific questions, external traffic, Facebook groups. I actually think shorts, it's just basically another tool in your tool belt. Any contractor that is going to, especially a general contractor that's maybe going to be building out a house, they've got their nail gun, they've got their hammer for some specific things, they've got the crowbar. And so you're building a YouTube empire. I think you're doing it right. I would still be looking for those trending topics, trend surfing and influence surfing, which did you watch the YouTube Hypergrowth Blueprint?
I did. Tony recommended that to me in one of his tips to get on that, trying to focus on one of the strategies. And I think the one that I am going to target or am targeting is skyscraper. And
okay.
It's the term intermittent fasting.
There you go.
If I could rank for intermittent fasting, I mean, life changing.
And Ryan, just to affirm that, that's awesome. And great job on, even just picking one strategy and following my own advice. I'm like, there's all kinds of good ones. You're like, yeah, you said pick one. So yeah, the power of focus, and you are going to be a part, by the way, for those that I'm not sure what I'm talking about. This week's Think Marketing podcast is on how to self-publish a book that grows your channel. And I'm doing a training with my friend Chandler Bolt. He's really doing the training. We're just kind of co-hosting it on how to go from blank page to published author in 90 days. If you're interested in that, it's at startyourbook.live, and you can check out this week's episode of the Think Marketing podcast, and you can see that episode. But specifically for you, Ryan, I wanted to go deep and just affirm that and say, check it out. This may or may not be the right time to do it. You got to audit your own bandwidth and your own time. However, I would affirm I would go all in and do it no matter what. And here's exactly my thinking. If I'm you, it's to position yourself in intermittent fasting and in your journey and being an authority. Having the published book is huge, but you also said something related to skyscraper method, and that was that the top video was a TEDx talk. So what this becomes is it becomes actually thinking when you want to be a thought expert, just like you are, and want to build your YouTube empire is maybe this extension of a personal brand and planting your flag in a particular topic. You then also, when you write a book, you create what my friend Rory teaches, which you can teach a chapter, that's 17 minutes. You could teach the whole book that's in the book or the audiobook. You could teach a 1 or 2 hour class. That's like section 1 of the book. And then you also could teach a 2-day workshop. And that's actually maybe the entirety of the book if you were to teach it in person. And you create kind of this accordion of elasticity and authority. It could map back to ultimately building out a TED Talk, which actually could be a TEDx talk, which could be the pinnacle of ranking a video and becoming the thought leader on a topic. So anyways, just a thought for Ryan that I wanted him to hear. You can watch the replay of this, but something to think about in regards to one of the powerful reasons of, and if you want to learn more about that, check out this week's episode of the Think Marketing podcast on how to self-publish a book that grows your channel and makes you money. And it actually ends up helping you make better YouTube content. And you can use sometimes the YouTube videos you've already made to actually be the chapters of the book. There's a lot of interesting things. Maybe it's different than how you would normally think in terms of building your YouTube empire, but definitely check that out.
Are you ready to start or grow your YouTube channel? Do you feel stuck and need help connecting the dots? Join this free web class where you'll learn the step-by-step playbook for YouTube success. We've helped thousands of purpose-driven entrepreneurs just like you grow their influence with video. Register today for this exclusive training at thinkmasterclass.com.